Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. 1, 2, 3. Shit, I think I'm live. All right. I'm live. I'm live. Hey, man, it's my first live, man. Shout out to everybody, all the subscribers, man. Giving me this opportunity, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm trying to figure this shit out. I'm on the fly, but I don't know. It seems like it's working right. Yeah. Okay. Hey, just trying to get a feel for the stream yard and shit. This shit straight. I'm excited, man. Put my little music in the background. You get a little music in here. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, so you know we had a great week of boxing, man. That's the first thing I want to touch on. We had a great week of boxing. Um, some really good fights, man. The card last night. It started off with Frank Martin and Jackson Martinez. Oh, excuse me, Marinez. And hey, man, Jackson Marinez showed up in that fight. He made it a tough fight for Frank Martin, which I thought he would. A lot of people we felt like he beat Rolly in his fight. So I thought he had a good showing. He can box, and he wanted all the smoke last night. It's just Frank Martin, the skill set that he comes with, the footwork, um, the hand speed, the punch placement. I think at one point in time they talked about him connecting on like 49% of his power punches. So I did think that early in that fight, Frank Martin he fought at the wrong range. I would have liked to see him fight more, at that mid to inside range, and he kind of stayed on the outside. Although he only had maybe, I think he got 68.5-inch arms, and Marinez has 69-inch arms. The height difference there also plays into effect. So I would like to see him close the distance better early in the fight and fight at a more comfortable distance. But I think he was actually comfortable fighting at that distance as well. So it was interesting, but overall, I did worry a little. I worry a little about the straight right, the success that Marinez was able to have with that straight right. I felt like Frank Martin focused too much on pawing and catching the jab. I think he was more worried about the jab than that straight right, and so it left him open. There were times where I thought he had opportunity to counter over the top instead of just, I mean, yeah, of course, catch it, pick it, whatever you want to call it, you can do that, but also, come back over the top with some of your own. And I thought he could have did a better job with that, but overall, it was a hell of a performance. He got the job done. I think the hook, that right hook, he was able to start landing that with some consistency, and really, when he let his hands go, Frank Martin, he was putting it on Marina's ass when he let his hands go. The problem was early in the fight, he didn't let his hands go too much. And I understand he was filling them out, a lot of filling out in it. But and once again, credit to Jackson Marinez for showing up the way he did. Then he was game in that fight. You know what I mean? He wanted to fight. He boxed as well, but at the end of the day, it just the skill sets were different. The other thing with Frank Martin, man, the footwork, he has great footwork, right? The problem is at times he would use his footwork and it was so good that he would end up out of position. Queen in the building. What's happening, Queen? Appreciate the support, man. Um, but yeah, Frank Martin, he showed up and showed out. He showed up and showed out. I was proud of him. I heard people being a little critical of him, saying, "Well, he's not ready for the top guys." That could be the case, but I think he's one fight away. Somebody like a Ryan Garcia, who people think is at the top of the division. Appreciate it, Quickly. I really do. You just know, hey, I appreciate you rocking with your boy, man. And so, but somebody like Ryan Garcia, I think Frank Martin would make easy work of him. I ain't gonna say easy work. Ryan Garcia can fight, but Frank Martin, man, the skill set of that young man is incredible, and so I look forward to see what he does next. But like I said, there were times in the fight his footwork was so good, he would change angles, but he would change angles so fast that he would put himself out of position to punch. He would almost end up behind Marinez. So, hey, it's cool. It's cool though, because you always need a fight like that to kind of gauge where you're at. That was definitely a step up fight for him. So, and I think the Nunes fight, I think that'll be another good fight for him as well. In this situation, I also think that because he had to, he took this fight on late day, on what I think an 8-day notice. Because he took it then, I think it kind of threw him off just a tad bit. But overall, man, hell of a fight, and looking forward to see what we see next from Frank Martin, man. I know Derrick James. I heard him after he was talking about, hey, we want all the top guys, And then Chris Colbert, I seen this on Twitter earlier. He said some shit to EJ like, yeah, or that he wanted to smoke with Frank or something like that. And I'm like, bruh, Chris Colbert, you ran around, you literally ran around the ring in your last fight, bro. You don't want no smoke with Frank Martin, bro. Frank Martin to beat the shit out of Chris Colbert right now, but whole nother story. So, the next fight, man, Figueroa versus Castro, another good fight. Brandon Figueroa, man, that dude is he gonna walk you down regardless. He gonna walk you down regardless. He gonna make you fight him. And I think Castro, he tried to use his lateral movement some, but he wasn't having too much success using it. So, he had some success. It's just when he ended up getting put on the ropes. It's hard to use lateral movement when you're back on the ropes. And there were times, he's sliding up and down the ropes. I think I watched him slide around the entire ring, one time on the ropes, bro. And I'm like, bro, you got to get off. The problem was when he did try to apply pressure, he started coming forward and he put Figueroa on the ropes. And I was like, okay, that's what I like to see. The problem was when he started getting caught while Figueroa was on the rope. Figueroa started catching his ass, turned the tables, you know what I'm saying? Pivoted out of there and put Castro on the ropes, and the fight was over after that. He got stopped, and I heard a lot of people say it was a bad stoppage. Castro, he wasn't complaining about the stoppage, so if Castro wasn't complaining, they ain't complaining. You know what I'm saying? I think at the end of the day, the brother, he felt like he may have had a chance to win that fight, but man, that dog in Figueroa is different. And we saw the same thing against Cool Boy, but Cool Boy's skill set was just so much higher. You know what I'm saying? He was able to, he was still able to fight him on the inside, but he was able to swim without getting wet much more than Castro was. And I still thought that was a bad way or not the right fight for Cool Boy to fight. But hey, that shit was cool. And then the last fight I was gonna go over is the championship fight, Mark Matseo versus Ray Vargas. It's a damn. Listen, I don't know what Freddie Roach is doing training Matseo, but what we saw was disgraceful last night for Matseo, man. The footwork was pathetic. I don't think I've ever seen anybody. Well, I've seen it before, but instead of jabbing, using his footwork to close the distance, work his way on the inside, he felt like jumping and lunging was the best way for him to get on the inside. And even then, he's throwing heavy shots, missing. And I expected Vargas to come out and establish a distance with the jab. He established distance, but he didn't establish it with the jab. He established it with body punches. You know what I'm saying? And he was throwing those punches with mean intentions. At times, I felt like they were get the hell off of me punches. You know what I'm saying? Back up, nigga. Back up. So, but shout out to Vargas. He put on a hell of a performance, man. And coming off a layoff, he was active. I believe his last fight was like, I don't know. November, December of last year. So, but I think this was more of an indictment on Mark Matseo versus and I want to give Vargas his credit. I don't want to take nothing from that man because he fought a hell of a fight. He got dropped in, I think, the 9th round by a short right hand, and that was the thing. Matseo can punch. Problem is he didn't have no delivery system for his power in that fight, and his footwork is atrocious, man. It's atrocious. The lack of jab, I'm like, Freddie Roach, man, they're just disgraceful. Matseo needs to get with a trainer that can really bring out his attributes and highlight, because I've seen him jab in other fights. I think against Mr. Gary Russell, he struggled in that fight just because of the high IQ and skill set of Gary Russell. And we all know if Mr. Gary would have had 2 arms the entire fight, he would have dog walked Matseo. But they want to make this man the next Philippine champion. But hey, at the end of the day, his brother, it's a damn shame what was going on in that ring for Matseo. A damn shame. He looked like he showed very little improvement. And I got to look at Freddie Roach, man. Even in the fight, the lack of adjustment. I just don't understand how even somebody of a fan like myself, if I know you can double jab in, use your footwork to close the distance, why the hell aren't you telling that shit in the corner? I watched this man lunge and dive and do a little Wolverine side to side hop step or whatever you want to call it. And then when he did actually hurt Vargas in the ninth round, the next punch he threw, he was so out of control, he damn near threw himself out the ring. And it's like, I don't know. Um, Sometimes, man, we gotta get. Oh, just watching it, man. These trainers got to do better, man. They got to do better because a lot of these guys have talent. They do have talent. It's just making sure you utilizing and getting the best of that talent, and that's definitely not what Freddie Roach did last night. But all credit to Vargas, man, because he one of the reasons I think Matt Sale didn't use his legs as much, the body work. Vargas had great body work. I thought he would use his jab more, but when I saw what he was doing, I wasn't mad because any chance he could, he was attacking that body, and he showed up later on in the fight. Later on, outside of Max Sale not having the footwork, hell, he was just tired. He had been banged on the body so much he couldn't get to the inside no more. So, but it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend. So hey, this is my first live stream. Kui, I appreciate you for coming through, showing me love. I wanted to just try to get the hang of it, play with some of these StreamYard shits and all that kind of stuff. So, but definitely, man, I'm gonna be going live a lot more often now. So definitely stay tapped in. Y'all smash the like button if you're catching it on the playback. You know what I'm saying? Sub to the channel. And it's Rightside Recap, man. And we'll have a Rightside Recap hopefully once a week. And we might do a recap of the month. I want to do a recap of the year as well because we've had a hell of a year of boxing so far. So, but shout out to everybody, man. Much love, Queen. I appreciate you, Queen. I really do. And so, hey, I'm gonna let it go at this time, but definitely look for me and we'll do it again, man. Shout out to everybody, man. I gotta figure out how to stop this shit.